Well, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me for your 10 a.m. news and weather update. I'm Bailey Backover. Gonna have to fix that super there for my last name. But I hope you all are having a fantastic Monday. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Lots of news going on this morning, especially down near the coast where red flags are flying due to those dangerous rip currents, in part of the result of Hurricane Erin that we are seeing passing our coast very soon. Indian Beach Salter Path Fire Department said red flags were hoisted this morning, indicating those high risk of rip currents. According to the town of Emerald Isle's website, there will also be red flags flying along its beaches. Our WITN First Alert weather team is tracking a high risk of rip currents along the North Carolina coast. That will continue to get stronger as Hurricane Erin moves through the Atlantic this week. So a couple of things to keep in mind if you are heading to the beach is swim only near staffed lifeguard stations. They're trained to spot trouble before it starts. Look for the beach warning flags. A red flag means to stay out of the water. Honestly, if you can avoid it, I would. We already have mandatory evacuations for parts of, I believe it is Ocracoke and Dare County. So yeah, just try to stay away from the beaches. But if you are, don't swim alone. Always go with a buddy. Let somebody know where you are. If you're caught in a rip current, do not panic. Swim parallel to the shore until you're out of the current and you can make your way back in. First Alert meteorologist Russell James will be over shortly to kind of give you the full look into your forecast and what to expect as Hurricane Erin moves forward. But for now, the city of Greenville and the NCDOT are holding a town hall for the Allen Road widening project. What this entails is the city of Greenville and the North Carolina Department of Transportation are going to hold that meeting to talk about the upcoming Allen Road widening project. The meeting will be held at Lake Forest Elementary School at 3300 Briarcliff Drive. They'll provide more information on the project's overview, the timeline. The construction is set to begin this fall. This project is a $61.7 million project. It'll widen approximately 2.3 miles of Allen Road from 2 lanes to a 4-lane median divided roadway from Stantonsburg Road to Dickinson Avenue Extension, that's US 13 in Greenville. This project will also include upgrades at the intersections of Allen Road and Stantonsburg Road, as well as Allen Road and Dickinson Avenue Extension. The DOT says bicycle lanes and sidewalks will also be installed as part of the project. The town hall is being hosted by the City Council Mayor Pro Tem District 1 Council Member Monica Daniels. You can find more information on that on our website, WITN.com. With plenty of students getting ready for back to school, it's important that you remember it's going to be crazy traffic out there this morning for the next few weeks, especially with that construction downtown. So try to familiarize yourself with different routes that you can take downtown, or give yourself some time in the morning if you do plan on traveling. Just because, once again, you have a bunch of students starting up for classes, you're going to have sports back in session. Everything's the hustle and bustle of what is downtown Greenville during the school year is beginning once again. And I know if you have been downtown Greenville, you've seen that construction is just closing off almost every road possible. I myself still get a little lost down there, but this construction is only going to make our city even more beautiful. So you can just bear with them, the construction workers, and obey those posted signs and those detour signs, and you should be good. But now let's take a look at a Cove City man facing more child sex charges following an investigation. On August 4th, the Craven County Sheriff's Office raided a home on Up Creek Road in Cove City as part of an ongoing investigation by the Kingsland, Georgia Police Department. Now, they arrested 20-year-old Nasheem Woods for sexual exploitation of children, obscene internet contact with a child, and a computer pornography. During the investigation, deputies identified a child victim in Craven County. On Friday, deputies say Woods was additionally charged with statutory sex offense with a child and first-degree sexual exploitation of a minor. Woods is in custody in Georgia and awaiting extradition in North Carolina. So that again is Nasheem Woods. Well, now speaking of those mandatory evacuations that we have Over on Ocracoke Island and even Dare County, the state of emergency has been issued for Ocracoke Island during Hurricane Erin, with mandatory evacuations in place. I know we have a reporter, Amarachi Uche, down there currently, along with our Stephen Glover, kind of monitoring ferries that are coming in, bringing people in. I know people are packing up their RVs and they're trying to get out of there as soon as possible, just because they could see some overwash. That water, Highway 12 in parts, may not be accessible for some. So the Hyde County Board of Commissioners declared that state of emergency for Ocracoke Island effective of 8 p.m. last night due to the anticipated flooding impacts from Hurricane Erin and the potential impacts, like just mentioned, on Highway 12. This mandatory evacuation order has also been issued for visitors starting at 8 p.m. last night and residents starting at 6 a.m. for Tuesday. They do have until Tuesday to evacuate. So a coastal flood watch has already been issued for Ocracoke, as coastal flooding and ocean overwash are expected to begin as early as Tuesday and continue through Thursday. If you are a resident, it probably is the best idea to get out of there now, but you do have until that Tuesday marker when conditions are expected to worsen. County officials say that while Hurricane Erin is expected to stay way well off the coast, the system will continue to increase in size and is forecast to bring life-threatening impacts to Ocracoke coastline and make Highway 12 impassable for several days. Officials say dangerous waves 20 feet or more will likely destroy protective dune structures along the highway. According to county officials, Hyde County EMS services may not be available in Ocracoke due to Highway 12 being inaccessible. They're asking residents to take this warning seriously. Residents are being asked to make their final preparations, secure their property, and evacuate with all personal belongings. And now let's take a look at our forecast. We will have Russell James kind of come on over at our 11 o'clock hit, where you can tune in for your full forecast. But for now, scattered afternoon storms will return to eastern North Carolina today, but it will not be a washout. So hit and miss storms will dot the radar from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. with pockets of heavy rain. Highs will reach the low 90s and that heat index reaching near 101. We'll continue to pop a few afternoon storms Tuesday, tomorrow, and Wednesday, as well as with afternoon highs in the upper 80s for both days. Along with the rain chances, breezy winds from the north-northeast are expected from 10 to 20 miles per hour, with the beaches gusting over 30 miles per hour on Wednesday into Wednesday night. So coastline is going to possibly see that flooding and ocean overwash. More inland, we're going to see mainly breezier days. We're really going to feel that wind picking up. So as Erin passes along the Atlantic mid to late week, large waves and beach erosion will need to be watched. Highway 12 may be impassable at times. That overwash will likely occur at times. And as Erin passes out to sea late week, the weather will quiet down just in time for the Watermelon Festival, which is going to be this weekend. We're really excited to see you all out there. I know I myself will see you there Saturday, with rain chances dropping to 20% or less Friday through Sunday. So that is all the time that we have for this hour, but you can join us back here at 10 a.m. for more news and weather. Unless Russell James, who's here just now, would like to add anything else. We were just talking about, here, you can just use mine for now. We were just talking about Hurricane Erin coming in later this week, breezy inland, and then making Highway 12 could see some possible flooding and ocean overwash?
Absolutely. I was just speaking with our chief meteorologist, Zach Holder, just a few moments ago. Made some changes to the forecast, and we're going to speak a little bit more about Erin and the coastal impacts it could definitely bring to portions of eastern North Carolina, mainly on the Outer Banks. Erin, long story short, is an Outer Banks type of system where overwash, high surf, gusty winds, strong winds, even a little bit of a few showers will be possible. Now, areas further inland, again, towards, Greenville, down towards New Bern, not super concerned as of right now, mainly 10 to 15 mile per hour winds, but these are the general impacts. Again, we're expecting large waves, some beach erosion, and overwash right along Highway 12. 50 mile per hour winds likely setting up for a few spots on our area beaches. But this is the latest update on Hurricane Aaron. Now, we're going to get updates every 3 hours. This is as of the 8 a.m. advisory. We'll get the full 11 a.m. advisory here within the next 30 minutes or so. Winds right now still sitting at 130 miles an hour. This makes it Cat 4 hurricane. Pressure is down to 933, so there are signs that the storm is starting to re-strengthen and is moving to the northwest at 13 miles an hour. Gusts in the system as high as 150, close to 160. There's already some advisories and warnings up for parts of the Bahamas. Good news is Aaron is going to eventually recurve off towards the northeast here over the coming days. Closest approach sometime late Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. Borderline Cat 2, lower Cat 3. And then eventually, as we head into the end of the week, Aaron will start to weaken. And some of you have mentioned some questions. What about Terrell County, Angela? Terrell County more than likely will see around 15 to 25 mile per hour winds with the system. Nothing as extreme as the immediate Crystal Coast and also the Outer Banks will see. But Terrell County is tucked in a little bit further inland, so you're more so protected by some of the sounds and the rivers as opposed towards the immediate Atlantic waters. So that is something that we'll continue to watch closely. And someone also mentioned, Neil Joyce mentioned about an appointment in Wilmington Friday. You should be good to go for right now. Also, Inland Hyde somewhat should be fine, at least from a lot of the waves, but winds easily around 20 to 25 miles per hour. And we'll take a closer look at that with our wind graphic here in just a moment. Rip current risk, good news, at least for now. The risk went from high down to moderate for our Crystal Coast area, so from Shackleford Banks over into Cape Carteret, moderate risk of rip currents for this afternoon. As for the southern and northern Outer Banks, high risk of rip currents continue and most likely will increase as we go through the next few days. Wave heights for the rest of today and into tonight, your typical 4 to 6 footers for all of our area beaches. Heading into Tuesday evening, when you start getting into that lighter teal and darker lighter green colors, you're now talking about that 8 to 12, close to 15-foot waves setting up there around Hatteras and likely increasing close to 15, maybe as high as 20 feet offshore Wednesday night into Thursday morning as Aaron continues to make its closest approach towards the eastern Carolina coast. And then from there, the winds will also increase. Now, this is this is Wednesday afternoon around 3 o'clock. We're looking at wind gusts. This is the maximum wind gusts, generally around 20 to 30 miles an hour. More than likely, the higher wind gusts will be confined everywhere from Beaufort into Hatteras, coastal Dare, coastal Hyde counties, also down into Manio. Most likely seeing those stronger winds. Going into Thursday morning, this is some of the latest forecast guidance. Wouldn't be surprised if we get a couple spots getting very close to inland tropical storm force, close to 40, maybe as high as 45, 50 mile per hour gusts immediately from Hatteras over into Manio. But if you notice further inland, over into Greenville, Kinston, Kenansville, inland spots 15 to 25, at most up to 30, but higher winds likely down towards the Sounds and near the immediate coast, and then the winds will start to subside as we head into Friday afternoon and the evening. And so while we're watching Aaron, we're also keeping an eye on another area out in the Atlantic that has a 50% chance of developing into a named storm over the next several days. A lot of the forecast guidance right now is 10 to 14 days out, so we have some time to watch it. So it's not a concern for us this weekend, but maybe going into next weekend, we'll have to watch it closely.
Is it that?
Particularly, yes. So it's that area of disorganized showers, right where that X is, that's be moving right into that hatched area in the orange for possible development over the next 10 days or so. So again, not an immediate concern for now, but we'll watch it closely as we get closer towards the peak of hurricane season. But at least for right now, closer to home, it's nice and quiet. Very warm morning, very sticky morning setting up for most of the area. 82 degrees in Grifton, northeasterly breeze at 3 miles per hour, and feeling like 88 degrees outside. And as we take a look ahead at our current temperatures, upper 70s, low to middle 80s. Still have to watch out for a few showers and thunderstorms as we head later on into the afternoon. As we reach peak heating there around 5 p.m., we'll see widespread thunderstorms likely setting up across the area. So just be sure to have your rain gear on standby. 70% chance of rain definitely in the forecast for today. And as we take a look at your 8-day outlook again, 92 warm and dry for most spots further inland, but pop-up storms later in the day Breezy conditions setting up Wednesday into Thursday, highs into the 80s, 40% chance of showers along the coast. Heading into the Watermelon Festival in Winterville, rough surf likely for the coast, but inland spots looking good. For now, temperatures holding steady into the mid 80s, overnight lows upper 60s. And right now, obviously the big concern is Aaron, but Aaron is serving as a blueprint right now in terms of what we're seeing as of the 2025 hurricane season. And we still got a long ways to go. We're in mid-August, and we still got September and October to go through. So this is a great time now. Let Aaron serve as a reminder to just go ahead and sort of get that hurricane preparedness kit in action. You don't want to wait to the last minute, especially if, we do get a tropical system directly affecting us. Luckily for us, Aaron is going to be passing roughly 250, close to 300 miles off our coast, especially given the trajectory that it could have taken. So that's great news for us. But again, dangerous beach conditions, dangerous surf conditions, especially from areas from the northern Outer Banks down towards Manio. So mandatory evacuations still continue for those spots, mostly due to the risk of overwash right along Highway 12.
Perfect. Alrighty. Well, thank you, Russell, and thank you all for joining us for your 10 a.m. news and weather update. You can join us back here at 11 for more news. We'll have your full forecast as well, right?
Yep. And also perfect. The 11 a.m. update as well on Hurricane Aaron.
Wonderful.
Yep.